What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Again, I don't know if any of you guys have seen one of my last videos where I actually talked about how the Cleveland Cavaliers, there were strong reports by NBA executives that they would be, of course, trading Colin Sexton. It has now been officially confirmed by a very trusted source, a trusted Cavaliers source as well, that by Chris Fetter, and he pretty much goes on to say that the Cavaliers are looking to build around Darius Garland, and they believe Garland is the best player on the team. Colin Sexton will likely be moved this offseason for building pieces around Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen. Now, what I find to be really interesting in this is because, look, I'm a huge Cleveland Cavaliers fan myself, for those who didn't know that, so I've probably got some bias towards this specific topic, but in my opinion, the Cleveland Cavaliers should not be trading Colin Sexton. I don't care if it's reported that some of the players think he is selfish and, you know, all of those issues going around there, and I don't care that he hogs the ball, because it is true, he does hog the ball, and everyone who's commenting, isn't Colin Sexton their best player, isn't Colin Sexton, you know, really the only one that can get things done, he's not a ball hog, etc. Let me point this out before I actually say why the Cavaliers shouldn't trade Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton is not the best player on this team. Yes, he averages 24 points per game, which is, of course, about 6 more points than what Darius Garland does. But Darius Garland, if he wanted to, he could average that. He could average that a game. But Darius Garland goes out there and gets you about 6 to 7 assists. And by the end of the season, when he was absolutely bowling out, it did look like Garland was starting to average 20 points and 7 assists, which was only 4 points less than Colin Sexton. And he was averaging, like, you know, 3 to 4 more assists, and the assists were much better. They weren't meaningless assists. And he was shooting 40% from 3, which I think even went up a little bit. Let me be honest here. Darius Garland is the best player on the Cleveland Cavaliers. He has the brightest future. And I believe Darius Garland is the only player on this roster that has all-star potential. Now, a couple of months ago, I would have told you that Kevin Porter Jr. was the other guy on this roster that had potential, but the Cavaliers went and traded him. Why? Because the Cavaliers stuffed up and gave his locker away. That's a whole mess. Time for that would be a different video, I suppose. But Colin Sexton, though, you know, with all those negativities out of the way, like, yes, he does hog the ball quite a bit as well, and yes, his team would probably, you know, be better if they had a couple of, you know, shooters around Garland, etc. You cannot trade Colin Sexton away from this team for 2 reasons. One, you're probably not going to get that much for him, because teams can be very stingy with players like Colin Sexton. You know, OKC were only able to get a first for Dennis Schroeder, and Dennis Schroeder's an outstanding player. You know, things go wrong. Looks like Schroeder will be leaving the Lakers anyways. A rumor he could be going to the Suns and playing backup behind Chris Paul, considering he enjoyed it so much when he did it at OKC. That would be a cool thing. That's probably for a different video, I suppose. But the second reason as well is Colin Sexton is everything that is great for Cleveland. Now, I'm not talking about his positional fit on the team and that he, you know, he's fit and hogging the ball and stuff like that. I'm talking about his fit as in, this guy is one of the only guys who hasn't given up on the Cleveland Cavaliers. He will go out there every single night and try his absolute hardest, even if he is hogging the ball, even if he is causing some potential issues. He's one of the only players on the court that is absolutely trying his heart out. Not just that, he's one of the only players that wouldn't give up on Cleveland after all of this trash talk on Colin Sexton, all of these reports saying the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be trading Colin Sexton. He has not said anything, and if anything, he has been posting highlight mixes on his Instagram page and saying how thankful he is to be in Cleveland, how he's so excited to have a 4th year with us. To trade a guy like Colin Sexton, who has not turned his back on us and has given everything he possibly can to this franchise, would be an absolute disgrace to the team, to the city of Cleveland, and to its fans. When you look at it like this, where is Kyrie Irving right now? He is not with the team. He left the Cleveland Cavaliers. He betrayed. I'm going to say he betrayed. Look, it might be a little bit harsh, but he betrayed the Cavs when they needed him most. All because of selfish reasons that he wanted to be the #1 player on his team. Yes, that's Kyrie Irving. He did that. LeBron James. Now look, don't get me wrong. He came back and won the Cavs a championship, and he did everything he can for Cleveland. That's really good, but he's not on the team anymore. Tristan Thompson, his last couple years, all he did was trash talk the team, trash talk some certain players, and he left in free agency. Kevin Love has made it quite clear in the last couple of years he does not want to be here, and he has not even tried to help out any of these younger kids from what we've seen. He's been a terrible leader. He's stealing real $30 million from the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then he still talks trash like behind them on their back and doesn't show up on the court. Meanwhile, Colin Sexton has tried his heart out every single game he possibly can for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He has done everything he can for this city, and those out there will still trash talk his name. It's disrespectful, and it's not funny anymore. You know what? It never was funny, and I'm coming genuinely from the heart right now by saying that if the Cavs trade Colin Sexton, look, it probably would be the right move considering he doesn't really fit for this team and you can get some good assets potentially back for him. But there's a lot of issues to it. Look, who knows if it actually will help chemistry or not, because there's been rumors that players haven't liked Sexton for a while. I don't care if these players don't like Sexton. I don't care if they think Sexton's the problem. For all we know, they could be the problem, because this guy has done nothing but try his heart out for the Cleveland Cavaliers and has rewarded them for taking him with the 8th overall pick. Now look, Colin Sexton, in my opinion, his best future will be coming off the bench. And the reason I'm saying he should come off the bench is, I believe his 24 points per game will come down to about 20 points. But the reason, I think he'd be so cool is just based on the fact that he gets to have the floor really to himself. And he won't be competing with like Darius Garland, etc. for those, plays or anything like that. And I think Colin Sexton can be that, high scorer, Dennis Schroeder, Lou Williams type of player off the bench while still improving his game. And, continually having more spacing, because sometimes it's real hard to see him play the shooting guard position because he can be such an inconsistent shooter. So I think the way the Cavs should handle this offseason is they need to go get a 3-and-D wing type player that can shoot threes, play shooting guard, like a, Bogdan Bogdanovic type guy. Start him with Darius Garland and Isaac Okoro. Then you move Sexton to the bench, and then I think you go out and get a taller shooting guard, maybe like a Josh Giddey or someone like that in the draft. Or maybe you go out and try and sign a taller shooting guard that can potentially play make. And then that can play, coincide with Colin Sexton, can still have the ball in his hands, but also being able to defend the two so Colin Sexton doesn't have to. That's two simple fixes that would really make this Cleveland Cavaliers team so much better. And the main thing is, go and get yourself a power forward that actually plays. Dean Wade started most of the season. Dean Wade looks alright, but I don't think he's a quality enough starting power forward in the league. While Kevin Love, don't even get me started on Kevin Love. Please get him out of Cleveland. For the love of God. Oh my God, why is he still there? Go and get yourself a power forward that will play every single game, defend, and give you some offense. And that's what you need to do. Look, if Colin Sexton wants to be traded, I don't blame him. Because the amount of crap the media has given Colin Sexton just for trying his heart out is absurd. If he wants to leave, I don't blame him. Honestly, as a Cavs fan, I can see that he deserves better, and that I'm guaranteeing a team out there will give it to him. All I ask is, if you trade Colin Sexton, please do it on good terms. Please make sure he wants to leave, that he wants to, leave as well, not just trade him behind his back or something like that, because that'd be even worse. And please make sure you get some quality pieces for him if you do it. But I wouldn't trade Colin Sexton. I feel like that is a stupid idea, and I feel like he's the type of guy you need on your team to build character, to build, I feel like, chemistry with the team. That he reminds me a lot of that Patrick Beverley, Draymond Green type mindset, where they will do everything they can help for the team. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA content and NBA news. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my IRL/long channels. And don't forget to check out my podcast as well if you haven't already. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.